Father on high. Our deacons, God bless you. We praise God for you. Our trustees, and to Pastor Darrell, our elder Serena Myers, God bless you, and each and every one of you who have come here today. The book of Psalms tells us of a wonderful promise. It talks about what our Father has in store for each and every one of us. Those of you who have that familiar passage, it says, the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he has founded upon the seas, and has established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend unto the hills of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor swore deceitfully, he shall receive the blessings from the Lord,
come on now,
and the righteousness from the Father of his salvation.
Yes.
This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Lift up your head,
yes,
O ye gates,
hallelujah,
and be ye lifted up,
yes,
ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your head, O ye gates, even ye lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is
the King of glory.
the King of glory.
Hallelujah.
For a few moments, I want to talk to you today on Let Him In.
All right now.
Praise God, and we thank God today. Let Him in.
Yeah.
There's going to come a point in every man's life or woman's life when you get to a place when you need to find God and know God for yourself. Because we have seen what God can do for other folks, and there's going to come a point in your life when you want to see God do something for you.
Amen.
This passage 24, he first off saying to us that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That encourages me right there, that what I'm going through now, I got to understand that God is under full jurisdiction of this world. He says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means that when people start talking about you because they see that you've been blessed by the hand of God, you got to understand that it says here, the fullness thereof. Don't get mad at me because I'm walking in the fullness thereof. Don't you turn your face up sideways to me because I'm living in the fullness thereof. Why do I live in this fullness? Because the earth is the Lord. Now, I don't know about you, there's going to come a point in your life when you got to take a long journey. Now, this long journey isn't really long. It's from your seat to the altar. But that's one of the longest journeys you'll ever take. Because no matter how you feel on the inside, it takes a strong person to get up in front of everybody and make their way to the altar and say, God, I need you to come in to my life.
Yeah, man.
When you ask God to come into your life, there isn't a waiting period. God don't give you a 90-day hold. He won't give you a 10-day hold. When you ask God to come into your life, He'll come into your life right now. And I tell you, that's why I love God so much, because He is a right now kind of God.
Yes.
Says, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. I got good news for you today. Those of us who feel alone, who think you are alone, I come to tell you, you belong to God.
Yes.
And I belong to God. I'm property of Jesus Christ. I'm his son, and he died just for me. And not only that, he got up off the cross,
Yes, he did.
just for me.
Yeah.
Says to us that you must and you got to be born again. This is the season, y'all, to give your life to Jesus Christ. This is the time. This is the moment. This is the day. This is the hour. Don't let your opportunity leave you now. If you want to be blessed, you got to come under the umbrella of God. If you want to live with God, you must be saved. If you want God to help you in your life, you got to commit to him today.
Amen.
Commit to God
Praise
today.
God.
And let God fight your battles. Many people want what comes with God, but they don't want to serve God. They want the blessings. They want to shout. They want the nice homes. They want prosperity. They want the glory of God to reign over them, but they don't want to serve God.
Yes.
If you really want what God has for you, you got to know who he is. You got to just tell God, here am I. When you tell God, here am I, that got to be just a talk that you personally have to have with Jesus Christ. What you do is when you give the preacher your hand, you must give then your heart to God.
Amen.
The only thing the preacher can do, he can lead you to the rock, but God will take you to his rock. Yeah, I can lead you to it, but you got to go through it with Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So I say unto you today, let God into your home. Because there's homes all over the world who needs God to come into their home. But you just can't say, God, come and bring. My father, he taught me something. He used to bring us to church. He didn't send his children. He didn't send us by himself. He took us to church. You want God to bless your home got to come to church.
That's right.
You got to wake up your boo. You got to wake up your man. You got to wake up your husband, your wife, or whoever's laying next to you at the time. And tell them, if we really want God to do something for us, and if we want to see the manifestation of God in our lives, we got to first start here at the church.
Amen.
So I'm telling you, let him into your homes, because the devil don't want to see no happy homes. It's the devil's job. Don't get mad at the devil. It's the devil's job to bust your house up.
Yeah.
So don't get mad at the devil. He doing his job, but our job is to stand against the devil and let God come into our home. Then you ask God, say, God, come into the family.
Yeah.
Because the devil is busy at dividing families. And I'm a living witness of that in families, if you don't be diligent in your job, you'll find out that your life is just as busted as those on Jerry Springer. Yeah, you'll laugh, and next thing you know, you throwing chairs across the room because the devil is sneaking to your home.
Yeah.
You got to invite. God is not going to kick in the door. You got to let him in. You got to invite God. Give him an invitation to lead your family.
Yeah.
God leads your family. Although there'll be trouble, there'll be hard times, somehow at the end of the day, families that pray together, they'll stay together.
That's right, preacher.
So I tell you today, we got to let God into our families. Then we got to ask God, more importantly, to come into our lives. Because payday is going to come after a while. So we got to be ready when it comes. Let me read this one portion that I love. It says here, Psalms 24:3, it simply says, and who shall ascend unto the hills of the Lord? Who shall stand in his holy place? And then he tells us who can do it. He says, he that has clean hands and a pure heart, and who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor swore deceitfully. I tell you, all of us in here, hands are dirty. We have dirty hands. We can use Purex. We can wash our hands with ivory soap. We even can put our hands in that famous bleach and water. Our hands are dirty. The only way we can cleanse these hands of ours is through the blood of Jesus Christ. The pastor, he said it, I do believe it, that the blood still works. It'll work on these hands of mine, these old dirty hands. One touch of the blood of Jesus Christ will cleanse my hands. You purge your body into this blood of Jesus Christ, he'll put you on straight street. Now let's tell you, you need to invite God into your lives. Now what happens when we invite this God into our lives? What does he do? He'll give you blessings that you don't have room to receive. Well, there's some people, they only come to Christ because they need a right now blessing. They think that this is a magical portion. If they just run up here and say, I'm saved, that means that all the blessings belong to me. But let me make this perfectly clear, that you got to believe this thing in your heart. This is not a quick fix. If you really want God to bless you, you must believe that he can do it. And then that he's able to do it. And then number 3, you got to wait on him to do it. Because if you wait on the Lord long enough, my father said, God will bless you. I don't know about you. I got to wait. I got to wait. If I lose my shirt, I'm still going to say he's able. If I wake up and my cable is off, I'm going to say God will make a way. If I go to the doctor, he said I won't live, I'll declare that I'll live and not die. If you let God in your life, he'll work ways and make wonders for you. The reason I'm so assured of that, because he made a way for me. I wish I had about 3 he made a way for me saints.
He made a way
that can say God made a way for me. I don't know what you've been going through. I don't even know your testimony. But there's one thing I do know, that the God I serve has been good to me. I declare to you, if you let God into your life today, I see a whole bunch of George Jeffersons. Y'all gonna be moving on up. Let God in, let him into your life. And I tell you, not only there won't be no devil in hell that can stop you, you won't even be able to stop you if God's in control of your life. There were so many times I messed my own self up, but God still made a way for me. He protected me. He brought me out, and he gave me another chance. I love this thing here, trustee. I want to read this. It's the 5th chapter, and it says, and he shall receive the blessings from the Lord, and the righteousness from the God of his salvation. See, that one word says his salvation. If you're not saved, he's not the God of your salvation. You have blessings from God, the God of your salvation. I tell you now, God, he'll bless you. Not only will God bless you, God, he'll keep you. Because this is the hour and the day to be kept. That 6th one says something very, 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 very good. It says those who seek. You got to seek the Lord while he may be found. And I want to tell you today that you got to let God into your life. When I let God into my life, it did two things to me. I felt good. Then I felt all alone. I felt like all my friends that loved me. I thought that because I came up to this altar now, they're talking about me. I almost said, man, listen, if I go back into the world, they won't talk about me as much. But by then, there was a flame lit under me. I felt his presence for the first time, Deacon Hunter. Like that your testimony said when you were walking, God changed your life while you was walking up the hillside. And I knew then that if I had to lose everything I have, I couldn't turn around now. Let him in now. I got to stand and strong because everybody said boy won't be saved no longer than a month or two. And I let him into my life. My father said, son, ever since I got saved, I never was broke. There's been times I didn't have no money in my pocket. But I wasn't broke because the earth is the Lord's. And the fullness thereof. And the fullness thereof. Yeah. There were times I woke up saved, but I wasn't happy. But I found out happiness belonged to me because the earth was the Lord. And the fullness thereof. There were even times when people who I depended on, they let me down. But then I had somebody I can call on. Jesus. Yes. I had somebody I can lean on. Yes. I had somebody who said, if I said it, I'll do it. Yes. God is a promise keeper. Yeah. And he will perform those things, and the promises that he said are yes. And amen. And amen. Mm-hmm. So I invite you today that if you want a King of Glory, I wish I had longer to preach. If you want a King of Glory in your life, a King that walks before you, that King of Glory who walks behind you, the King that puts shields of protection around you and your family, I invite you today to come to the altar and let God into your life. You won't be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. There's going to be some times when you fall short of Jesus Christ. But just know that the grace of God will cover you. Yes, it will. Those of you tired of being in the same situation that you've been living in, there's a man called Jesus Christ. Jesus. You let him into your life, and somehow or another he'll make a way for you. Because that sounds like who you are today. You're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. You're not ashamed to tell the world that God has changed my life and I'm putting the rest of my life in his hands. Meet God at the altar. Turn your children over to Jesus. Turn your life and put it in his hands. When you got your life into his hands, you don't have to be worried today.